Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions rolls on at Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. We've reached the semi-final. Time now for this Ebonite flashback of the Tournament of Champions.
Well, I think this is one of the most memorable moments in the history of professional bowling. Don Johnson's 299 in 1970 against Dick Richter, but it's that image right there of Don Johnson laying on his belly. Then in 2011, Mika Koivuniemi bumps the 10, nudges it. This was done against Tom Doherty, and Mika won a cool $250,000. But there has been a 300 bowled at the Tournament of Champions. In fact, this was the first ever televised 300 game in PBA history. It came from Jack Biondololo.
The great history of the PBA's signature event, the Tournament of Champions, where only champions qualify, and another major titleist, another reigning champion, the PBA World Champion at this season's World Series of Bowling, ending up in 2012-13. It's the Dominator from Colchester, England. He said he wouldn't spike any towels. We'll see. Opening shot. That one wide. 2-4-10 split.
Okay. Not what you want to see, especially out of practice. That's why I always loved the 3-hole, the position that Wes Malott is in. As you take a look at the 2-4-10, Dom is going to try to get the ball to the left side of the 2-pin, slide it into the 10. I always like the position of that 3-hole in a top 5 step-ladder format. Wow. You get the 1 game under your belt. You then take on the second seed, which is what Wes is doing right now. You get that game under your belt, and now you're primed to take down the tournament leader. For some reason, the 3-hole just seemed to be the right place to come from.
Malott's opening shot in the semifinal. High flush, drills it. And opening strike for Wes. Very nice indeed.
Well, it looks like Wes Malott has moved even deeper since the last match against Dan McClellan. And because of that side roll, Wes can move in and really cut the front part of the lane, meaning send it to the right very early and still get it to return.
Great shot of the blue oil in that shot, too, seeing the progression to the left part of the lane. Second frame in the semifinal. Wes Malott is lined up.
Playing the left lane a little bit straighter, the right lane hooks more, and Wes Malott is dialed in.
Real sure, baby. Real sure.
Dom Barrett qualified second. 237.96 average, 16.71 in the round robin match play portion. And kicks the 10 out late. Strike on the board for the Dominator. And here's Dominic. He is the reigning champion at the PBA World Championship. Went up against Sean Rash in the title match. Rash suffering an open frame. And Dom Barrett needing to double in the 10th for the victory. Back live, and Dominator doubles in the second and third. And Randy at the PBA World Championship, briefly, Dom forgetting the score.
Yeah, he needed 8 pins after that last strike that we saw, and thankfully for Dom, he was able to compose himself and throw it. And a nice comeback after the open frame in this match against Wes Malott. Wes Malott has won his last 7 consecutive matches on television. He's red hot.
10 pin.
Come on, guys, keep it down over there.
This ball finishing just a little light and a little soft, and leaving that soft 10 pin. See the 6 pin go to the channel and just lay there. Oh, it's coming back after him. Did you see that?
Lively pits here at Thunder Bowl. We saw a number of 7-10 conversions made during the qualifying and match play portion.
Yeah, it's the pin decks, and the sidewalls are very lively, and that creates a lot of pin action. One of the reasons why the scores were so high this week.
In match play, meeting Dom Barrett, Wes Malott took that match. 246-236, earning bonus pins during the match play portion. Wes now up fourth frame. You're lucky. You got lucky. I wish I were that lucky.
When you're that good, you know, luck is usually on your side, and I'm not so sure how lucky that shot was. I think it's just a combination of great touch and great rotation that creates this wall shot.
Wes adjusting his piece of bowling equipment. Barrett now on a double fourth frame. And Barrett, after that open, puts together 3 very nice strikes. Even.
Yeah, one of the keys that Dom told us about handling this Tournament of Champion oil pattern was controlling the lane front to back. He didn't want the ball to read early, and he didn't want it to go too long to where he came off the end of the pattern and didn't recover. And speaking of the bowling balls, he's using a high road pearl, and he's been able to control his reaction nicely after the first frame.
Terrible.
Uh-oh. Unfortunately, there's no defense in this sport, Mike J. And as soon as he let go of this, you heard him say terrible. And then, of course, he, being the gentleman that he is, he apologized to Wes Malott for that lucky strike. There's the sorry, and carry on.
And that's high, 6-10 for Wes.
Similar hit to Barrett's, no such luck for Wes Malott as he goes high on the right lane. That lane breaking down now. Wes Malott didn't anticipate the transition, so now the next time on this right lane, he'll make an adjustment with his feet and his target left.
Heard the ball bounce twice there, Randy. I know the players call it a double dribble. What causes that?
Oh, it's the launch angle off of the lane. Wes Malott not able to get real low to the foul line, and when he's throwing a spare, the ball comes off at a little bit steeper angle into the floor, and that'll create the ball to bounce.
We're through 5 frames, semifinal match, Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions. Winner advances here to face Jason Belmonte, PBA Player of the Year. 6th frame. And he kicks the 10 out, so Malott strikes. And it's anybody's match at this point in the semifinal. Wes Malott trailing for the first time in this match. Dom Barrett, after an open frame, puts together an impressive string of strikes. The return and more semifinal action when we come back. Welcome back to Allen Park, Michigan, historic Thunder Bowl lanes, the host of the 2014 Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions. And it's the opportunity for a Barbasol close shave of the day. Catching the break on the crossover hit.
Close to leaving a split. And what a huge break that was, because it went on a 3-bagger and turned a 3-bagger into a 4-bagger. Now, a little bit earlier, we heard Wes Malott and Hall of Famer and Tour Rep Del Ballard having a conversation about what move or adjustment Wes will make on the right lane.
To the right. Now I just don't know if I move to left and try and even get softer with it, or if I just stay there.
I would probably make it.
I think so too. I think so too.
Wes was talking about he didn't know whether or not to stay there or move his feet to the left, and Del Ballard confirmed, told him, well, if it was me, I would move left. And Sometimes that's all a player needs is some confirmation.
Barrett on the 4-bagger. He leads by 10 pins here in the 6th semifinal. Just a bit high. Kicks out the 10. 4 remains.
If we're keeping score of who's getting all the good breaks, right now it's Dom Barrett. Remember the nosedive and then backs it up with a shot that goes a little bit high, almost leaving the 4-10 pocket split.
Dom Barrett, very aware of the importance of the PBA signature event.
You know, just because I'm not from this country doesn't mean to say that I don't know everything about bowling's history, and I know exactly how much this tournament means and what it would mean for my career if I could win another major. And you know, I can't look too far ahead with that, but you know, I'm definitely there aware of how big this tournament is.
Oh, 2-8-10 split.
A treat.
They went high on it the last frame on the left lane. Now he goes light, 2-8-10. Staring almost a certain open frame in the face.
Seven frames and one more time that play. That stinks.
Now Wes Malott, after the open frame and a strike working.
Well, he took the lead sitting on the bench. Now he can increase it to 15 with a strike here in the 7th frame. Let's see if his adjustment pays off.
It's all me.
Now you heard him say it was all him, so nothing disturbed him.
Shot clock violation and a reset for Malott. Semifinal match here at the Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions. Jason Belmonte, the tournament leader, awaits in the title match. Malott with a chance to take advantage of Barrett's open frame. 7th frame. Oh, 6 around the 10.
That was a good shot.
Well, he made the adjustment. He moved in
Come on.
to the center part of the lane. Probably a 2-1 or 3-1 move, meaning 2 or 3 boards with his feet, 1 with his target. Makes a great shot, and then that result. The good news.
That red stuff off that lane, please.
Something on the approach Wes would like to have removed. The good news, it's actually on the lane.
Sorry, I looked down there.
PBA lane maintenance director Mark Sabatine with a cameo. Also our foul line judge, as Malott will line up cross lane at the 10 pin.
And the reason why that bothers him is because he looks very close to the foul line. Most players are looking at the arrows or maybe just a little past the arrows. Wes Malott targets long, and then as he's going to the approach, draws his eyes in. Take a look at his eyes right here. Targets down lane, then draws the eyes towards the foul line. Very unique, but he says, hey, it's my way, and it's the only way I know how.
Neither player on a strike were within a mark. 8th frame, semifinal. Right.
Another 10 pin.
Got to try and stay ahead of it, though.
So what he's talking about is staying ahead of the transition. The lane's breaking down. He would rather do that than go through the nose. These little subtle moves, staying ahead of the oil changing, the oil pattern breaking down.
For the very first time, we can see that process with the blue oil oiled out to 42 feet at the PBA Tournament of Champions.
And you can see where they started at 10, or that second arrow. Now they're already in the 4th arrow, and that's what happens when you throw high-powered bowling balls on oil. They absorb the oil and actually take oil off of the lane.
Talk to Dom. He has a process called a game reset where he gets to control his distances, whether the ball will hook early or go longer. I wonder if he's game resetting right now. 8th frame. Messenger goes wide, 10 pin.
Well, he's pretty good on the right lane. I think he's got a pretty good blueprint for that lane, but the left lane is not to his liking. 4-pin match with a spare here. Heading down to the foundation frame, 9th frame, setting up the 10th.
Randy, very subtle change in the match. Wes Malott has looked like he was unstoppable, and now each player has slowed down, and it's anyone's match here, 9th and 10th frame.
Wes Malott's only missed the pocket once this entire match, but he only has one double to show for it. Don Barrett has an open frame in the 1st, an open frame in the 7th. It's been very iffy on this left lane. The good news for him, though, is that he doesn't have to finish the match on this left lane.
High, trips the 4. Another break for the Dominator.
Another huge, potentially huge break. If this could lead to a string of strikes, if Dom can finish the 10th frame, this shot right here may have just won him the match. Whatever he does, he can't shut out Wes Malott. But right now, Wes Malott can shut out Don Barrett by striking out 9th and 10th frame.
Wes Malott in the foundation frame. No.
Another ringing 10. Now, if Don Barrett doesn't trip the 4-pin in the 9th, that ringing 10 is not so bad because Wes could then cover the spare, strike out in the 10th, and still win the match. With a spare here, Wes can now only shoot 217. Don Barrett can shoot 224.
Covers the 10-pin, gives it a ride out of the pit again.
Remember the last time on the left lane, Wes Malott left a soft 10. In fact, Wes Malott has left 3 consecutive 10-pins in a row. He hasn't struck since the 6th frame.
Three-pin lead, 10th frame.
Four 10-pins in a row. Wes Malott needs to spare here and get at least 9 on his fill shot to force Don Barrett to strike first ball in the 10th frame. It's going to be another shot clock violation for Wes Malott. Now it's going to start dipping into his pocket.
Again, rolling the 10-pin around the back of the deck. Fill ball for Wes Malott for 206.
He's got to have 9 to force Don Barrett to strike. Wow.
Another 10-pin.
5 10-pins in a row to finish the game. Unbelievable for a guy whose carry percentage is usually pretty high. Now Don Barrett needs to strike first ball in the 10th frame. If he does, he'll advance to the title match, take on Jason Belmonte.
Barrett said, if you want to compete at the highest level, you have to learn a few things. He learned it at the PBA World Championship, earning his first PBA major title. And now he's 1 strike away from advancing to the title match at another major to face Jason Belmonte. Must strike Dominic Barrett, 10th frame.
Oh my!
How did that stand? The messenger misses.
Unbelievable hit right here in the 10th frame. We were talking about all the good breaks that he got this match. That was the worst break you could possibly imagine. It's almost like he ran out of those breaks. Wes Malot's going to advance to take on Jason Belmonte.
Hold a bit of game this time. Come on.
Take a look one more time of the pin action. That last shot from Don Barrett. Watch this. I mean, this ball just comes in and disintegrates the rack, and the head pin actually goes behind the 10 pin. Unbelievable.
Wes Malott, the rewards of a clean game carry him to the title match against the PBA Player of the Year, Jason Belmonte. Title match next. Welcome back to the Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions. Thunder Bowl Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, just outside of Detroit, setting up for our title match as Jason Belmonte will face Wes Malott. Pressler is laneside with Dominic Barrett.
Dom, it came right down to the last frame. How disappointed are you in this loss?
You know, I didn't bowl my best game, and I think Wes is the same. He didn't bowl his best game, so I had a lucky strike earlier on in the match, and you know, those things seem to even themselves out, and I threw a good enough shot at the 10th frame. I'm happy with how I threw it. They don't always fall down. Today wasn't my day for that reason, but I wish the other guys the best of luck.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kimberly. Randy, interesting, the slowing pace kind of slowed down there in the semifinal match, which sets up our championship. What's left on the lane for Jason Belmonte to operate with?
There's plenty of oil left on the lane for him, and even if there wasn't, he takes to the air. We've seen him loft the ball over the left gutter cap more than once out on this tour. The question I have, though, is Wes Malott going to figure out why he left so many 10 pins in the last match? Because I promise you one thing, if he leaves 5 10 pins in a row against Jason Belmonte, he's not going to win.
Well, let's look at the migration of the oil with the new PBA Blue Oil.
The players started this telecast around second arrow. They're all the way into about the 21st or 22nd board. That's just slightly left of the center arrow. So that's how much the lanes have transitioned after 3 matches. So there's still enough oil for Jason Belmonte to operate. Wes Malott, he's got to cure the 10-pin-itis.
Coming up next, it's a battle of major titleists and former Players of the Year and the reigning PBA Player of the Year. Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions title matches next.